Imagine a world where the eerie figure of the Phantom, with his tragic love story and masterful architectural traps, was not just a figment of Gaston Leroux's imagination but a shadowy presence haunting the halls of the Paris Opera House. This tantalizing possibility emerges when we delve into the intricate web of fact and fiction that Leroux skillfully wove into his novel, The Phantom of the Opera. The fact is, the author never clearly stated that Eric, the opera ghost, was a work of fiction. In fact, during the introduction of his book, he specifically writes it in such as a way to imply that he was recounting real historical events, which he had personally researched by conducting an investigation on the site of the Opera House. Was he just blurring the lines between reality and fantasy as a marketing ploy, or could it be that the Phantom of the Opera might have truly existed, as his witnessed report? If so, could the Phantom, maybe even still lurking in the catacombs beneath the Opera House today? Leroux's narrative strategy plays a significant role in cultivating this sense of ambiguity. In the prologue, Leroux positions himself as an investigator, meticulously examining the events that transpired at the Opera House. He claims to have uncovered testimonies and evidence that suggest the existence of the mysterious Phantom, a technique that lends an air of authenticity to the tale. One of the most compelling aspects of Leroux's story is the detailed depiction of the Paris Opera House. The novel's descriptions of the grand staircase, the opulent chandelier, and the luxurious private boxes are strikingly accurate. These details ground the story in a real, tangible location, making the existence of the Phantom seem more plausible. The mention of Charles Garnier, the architect of the Opera House, further ties the novel to historical reality. Garnier's grand vision for the Opera House, with its lavish interiors and intricate details, is mirrored in Leroux's descriptions. This connection to a real historical figure in his architectural masterpiece adds to the novel's sense of authenticity. The Foyer de la Danse, a backstage area where dancers would practice and socialize, is also accurately described in the novel. This room exists in the real Opera House and was a known feature of the Opera House. By incorporating these real elements, Leroux enhances the story's believability. Remember, too, that in the 1880s it was a lot harder to come across any kind of insider information, as is all through Leroux's book, than it would be now in the digital age. All this seems to verify the point that the author was, in fact, there, on the site, conducting an investigation. He could easily have, therefore, actually spoken to witnesses of the Phantom and written his story based on their testimonies, as he claimed. Another nugget of insider information that was largely unknown in Leroux's time was the mention of the underground lake. A crucial element in the novel is based on an actual feature of the Opera House, a subterranean water tank designed to stabilize the building's foundations. This eerie, water-filled cavern becomes the perfect lair for a reclusive genius like Eric, the Phantom. With its secret entrance into the catacombs of Paris, another authentic element referenced by Leroux, it adds an even greater sense of veracity to the novel. These vast underground ossuaries, filled with the bones of millions, are a well-documented feature of Paris. The real-life presence of such eerie underground labyrinths makes the idea of Eric's secret lair more believable. Adding another layer of credibility is the tragic incident involving the chandelier. In The Phantom of the Opera, the Phantom causes a chandelier to fall, killing a spectator. This dramatic event echoes a real accident in 1896, when a counterweight from the Opera House's chandelier fell, resulting in the death of a concierge. Such historical references root Leroux's narrative in reality, suggesting that perhaps there was some truth behind the fiction. On top of this, the character of Eric, or the Phantom, himself, is further grounded in reality through his backstory. According to the novel, Eric served as an architect for a Persian sultan, where he honed his skills in building elaborate traps and secret passages. This story resonates with historical truths. Throughout history, there have been master builders and architects who created intricate and secretive structures for royalty. For example, Gustave Eiffel, renowned for his work on the Eiffel Tower and the internal structure of the Statue of Liberty, exemplifies the era's fascination with grand and complex architectural projects. Although Eiffel did not build traps, his legacy of engineering marvels underscores the plausibility of Eric's extraordinary skills. By integrating these historical and cultural references, Leroux not only grounds his novel in a believable setting but also creates a rich tapestry that blurs the line between fiction and reality. This technique enhances the sense of mystery and plausibility, inviting readers to ponder the possible existence of the phantom amidst the real-world details. By embedding his narrative with accurate descriptions of the opera house, referencing real historical events like the chandelier accident, and grounding Eric's character in plausible historical contexts, Leroux creates a story that feels both fantastical and hauntingly real. Sometimes it seems like the more you learn about the actual history of the opera house, and that of the people involved with it, the more plausible the tale of the phantom seems to become. Anything is possible in this life, but given the wealth of otherwise factual information found in the phantom story, it might be reasonable to suggest that tale crosses over from the realm of the mere possible and into the truly plausible. True or not, the story is at least plausible, and that alone excites our sense of mystery, curiosity, and intrigue. As we traverse the darkened corridors and flylofts of the Paris Opera House in our imagination, the question lingers, could there have been a phantom, a genius shrouded in mystery, whose tragic tale of love and loss was more than mere fiction? The blending of reality with the supernatural invites us to ponder this tantalizing possibility, ensuring that the legend of the phantom endures, captivating our imaginations with the whisper of what might have been. If nothing else, it provides an excellent reason to put a visit to the famous and mysterious Paris Opera House on your bucket list. After all, you just never know what you might find. That just about wraps up tonight's tale from Lorehound. Follow us as we sniff out more of history's most interesting stories.
As the hound dog entered the dimly lit library, he sensed an aura of mystery surrounding the ancient scrolls. The dusty shelves towered above him as he sniffed his way through the labyrinth of books. Suddenly, he picked up a scent and followed it to a secluded corner. With bated breath, he approached the shelf and pawed at the book, revealing the hidden scroll. As he rolled it out, he knew he had discovered a treasure worth protecting at all costs.